All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught me this truth. Shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwaf that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazadis be edifying, exhorting and comforting to the elect of Yasharallah. And I'm going to try not to make this too long. I got a couple things that I wanted to speak on. But the main reason I'm doing this lesson, this video epistle, is to spotlight this video, this documentary that I stumbled across on Tubi. I haven't even finished watching it. I'm about halfway through it. And I said I got to let the body of Yasharallah be aware of this. Because this video, this documentary, is highly edifying. All right? You know, it's got some bones in it, you know. But the main point is thoroughly conveyed. Okay? Again, I found it on Tubi. And as you can see, it's called Northeast Africa, The Hidden Truth. And basically, long story short, the evidence is overwhelming, okay? The evidence is overwhelming. The 12 tribes of Israel, Yasharallah, all right? The princes of the power, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's obvious that we are the people, man, okay? And it's obvious that Yasharallah, we are people of color, okay? You know, and that's our land. And everybody knows it except for us. You know, everybody knows, you know, we are the Lord's chosen people. Everybody knows our history except for us, okay? Now we've been brought back to remembrance, starting from our elder apostles on down, you know. We've been brought back to our heritage. But as it is written, which I got on deck, we discontinued from our heritage. But, yeah, the evidence is overwhelming, man. The receipts are sky high. We are the Lord's chosen people, and that's why there'll never be peace in the so-called Middle East, okay? Western Asia, the Asian Peninsula, whatever you want to call it, okay? There'll never be peace because that's our land, okay? And two nations are warring over our land, all right? Chiefly Ishmael and Edom, but the house of Amalek, okay, the chief house of Edom, Ishmaelites, and with other nations also over there, but it's chiefly Ishmael and Amalek warring over our land, okay? And I'm gonna end it with this video here, but you know, I just wanted to again spotlight this video because a lot of information it was dropped in this video, man. This documentary. I haven't even, like I said, gotten all the way through it, and the evidence is overwhelming, and everybody knows who we are, man. Okay, but real quick, again, I'm not trying to make this long, but I gotta you know, they keep harping on the whole Africa bullshit, you know. They kind of in that Pan-African, I think they had the Ben Yehudi guy on there, but, you know, they kind of like leaning onto this, we're blackity black, African, you know, that's kind of what they're getting at, but we know we are not Hamites, man, all right? Everybody on the earth descends from Noah after the flood. Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? And everybody you see on the earth descended from one of those 3 sons. We, Yasharallah, we descend from Shem, okay? The blessing went from Abraham, Isaac, unto Jacob, and we are the sons of Jacob, okay? All right? The princes of the power. And then as you can see, I got the table of nations up. There's 17 other nations under Yasharallah, but we are the Lord's peculiar treasure. We are supposed to be above all nations, and we're gonna go back to being that. But you got Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's our chief adversary. He's ruling right now. He is the wicked per Malachi 1 and 4. Then you got the other, 16 nations, Elam, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, so on and so forth, okay? But everybody you see descend from Noah and his 3 sons. And this documentary here, I'm gonna play it at the end, but they keep harping on, they affirm the fact that Yasharallah were people of color, the original Jews. I hate to say it, but so-called black, which we know we're not black. We're different shades of brown, okay? Just like Esau isn't white, okay? He's different shades of red, okay? Because he lacks melanin, and we're different shades of brown, But they keep pushing this whole Africa bullshit, which we know Africa was named after, as you can see, I got on the screen, Scipio Leos, I think his name was what? Leo Scipio Africanos, if I'm not mistaken, Yeah, Cornelius. I didn't even know it was Cornelius, but yeah, Scipio Africanos. That's where Africa was named after, a Roman general, all right? And we are not, and the people of Africa, what they call so-called African, they're really Hamites, okay? They go back to Ham, and we are not Ham. We are not Hamitic, Salakia. Let me get this. We are not Hamitic. We are Shemitic, okay? We come from Shem, just as Esau comes from Shem, okay? So this is off of the, we know it, the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and I think the brother said that in the new Zondervan Bible Dictionary, they removed this. They edited this definition, but a lot of us, we got the actual hard copy, like I got the hard copy. So it reads Ham. Again, I'll read it. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood, because only 8 souls survived. Okay? Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and their 3 wives. So 8 people total, right? So it says again, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, meaning the 4th father, right? Of the dark races, right? But this is the main point. Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. All right? It says, but that's the point. So I got a real quick scripture. We always bring it out. Where is it? Exodus 11 and 7. But against any of the children of Israel, Yasharallah, shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord Yahweh doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Yasharallah. And the Egyptians, as I read, would have descended from Ham. Okay? They're different nations. Okay? We are Shemitic. The Egyptians are Hamitic. Okay? They descend from Ham, we descend from Shem. And the Lord put a difference between us. But going back to the definition of Ham, he was the progenitor of the dark races. But Yasharallah also was dark. Matter of fact, all the nations except for Esau, Edom, was dark. Okay, Esau had his pigment stripped from him going back to Cain. Okay, for murdering his brother Abel. That was the punishment, the mark that was put upon him. Yahweh took his pigment from him. Okay, and cursed him with leprosy. All right, but in the past, all the other nations were dark. Moab was dark, Ammon was dark, Japheth was dark, of course Ham, and of course Yasharallah. We were different shades of brown. Adam, the Hebrew word for Adam is Adawam. Slaki, Adawam is Edom. Slaki. The Hebrew word for Adam is Adama. And meaning he came from the earth. All right, so we're not Hamitic. So I say that to dispel this whole, because they're kind of pushing this whole African, we're blackity black narrative. A lot of information came out, but they kept pushing that narrative. I just wanted to, break that, bring it out, speak on that real quick. So again, I don't want to make this too long. This is 2 Ezra 4:37. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he doth not, I'm talking about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. Because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he's bound by prophecy. Okay? He's bound by his word. Everything has to be fulfilled at a certain time. And we're at the time of almost all the prophecies being fulfilled. Okay? You know, only a handful of prophecies are left to play out. But one of the a major prophecy that had to happen was that we would discontinue from our heritage. Okay? You know? But now, again, like I said earlier, we're being brought back to remembrance. Okay? To who we are, our true identity. You know? And the evidence is overwhelming. In all these nations, that's why Psalms 83, man, that just speaks volumes. Because all these nations around us, they know who we are. They know our history. You know, and they're confederate against us, as it is written. You know? And they're all in cahoots with Esau, Edom. But now everything is being brought forth to the light. You know? Even these heathens are telling you who you are. And they always knew. You know? So this is 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that's what we did. We fell away from our heritage. You know, chiefly that's around 69, 70 AD, you know, when the Romans besieged Jerusalem, you know, and we fled. You had something called a diaspora. We fled all over, okay, but chiefly to the west coast of Africa, you know. It says, and that man of sin, which we know, now we understand that's Esau, Edom, our evil twin brother, our number one adversary. That man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. He's predestined for destruction. All right? So that was a major prophecy that had to happen. But now we're in the times of being brought back to remembrance. You know? This is 2 Ezra 6:28. As for faith, let me go up one verse. 2 Ezra was at 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. We're in that time, the beginning stages of that. You know, this truth, you know, it's burning everything up. All the lies, all the deceit, all the covering cast that Esau, Edom has spread upon the people. You know. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcame, and the truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this sound doctrine, you know, that we were taught from our elders and apostles on down, all right? And the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And that's the times that we're coming into. You know, everybody's, you know, not everybody, but a lot of people are you know, telling you, you know, the truth of the matter. Who we are, you know. The evidence, again, is overwhelming. The receipts are sky high. Matthew 10:26, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. And we're in the time of everything being revealed, chiefly who we are and who the wicked is. Okay. One more, and then I'll close out with the trailer. This is Galatians 4:26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Okay? It's because I brought that out because, again, they keep harping on Africa. Okay? That's not our land. Our land is the so-called Holy Land, the land of Palestine. Okay? The land of Israel. That's our land. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to set us back in our land. And that's what we're patiently waiting on. All right? So I'm going to play this. Hopefully it made sense and it came together. All right? I'm going to play this trailer.
Loving this pay bump in our allowance.
Salakia, fucking
Wonder
ad.
where Mom and Dad got the extra.
Salakia, ad. Had to let the ad play.
The In your eyes, this land, the Holy Land, what they call Israel, Palestine, this is Africa.
This is Africa. We've done a great job in being able to demonstrate that this is Northeast Africa. And once we begin to look at it as such, and we stop believing this idea of Israel being a part of the Middle East.
Go over here, and I'm going to show you where Israel sits on the African tectonic plate, which means that Israel is Northeast Africa.
What do you mean Middle East? Is there an Upper East, a Lower East? What do you mean Middle East?
But you know, the government before the Turkish people come here, they control this land for 400 years, and they left, and we stay in the desert. Then the English, the government of English people, they come here, maybe control some of a little time, and they left, and we stay here, and now it's the Israeli, and we stay here, and we'll continue to stay in this land.
He's from Africa. This is the road. 10 generations here.
The black people here in this land, it's not for the last 100 years or something like this. It's more than 1,000 of years.
We are deeply rooted in this country. We are talking about generations and generations.
The evidence is hands down. It's not even something that we engage in a debate on about the dark-skinned nature of the peoples that lived in these regions in antiquity.
They're not original here. They know that we are the original.
You see that? That's basically the nuts and bolts of this documentary. The Jews of antiquity, meaning of the ancient times, were people of color. You know, and it's like this guy on the screen is saying, they go back generations. They even went into basically, you know, they're gonna go, and if you watch it, they're gonna go into how King David and King Solomon were people of color. Okay, so again, the evidence is overwhelming. You know, I'm gonna rewind it again, Salakia. All right, you know, the evidence is this the main. I just wanted to really spotlight this video. Again, you can find it on Tubi. I don't want to write this out. This made sense and it came together. You know, we you know, they keep touting this whole African shit, and we're not African, man. We're not Hamitic. We're Shemitic. Okay, and of course you're gonna have Israelites scattered amongst all the nations. You know, the diaspora, the Israelite foreigners. Okay, you're gonna have Israelites coming back looking like all the nations, but their seed, because the man carries the seed, their lineage according to their father goes back to one of the 12 patriarchs, right? You're right. But as a whole, the Israelites are people of color. Okay, you know, the Jews of antiquity were people of color. Okay, the Israelites, not what we are, people of color. Okay, you know, matter of fact, like I said earlier, all the nations had color except for Esau, going back to Cain. All right.
In your eyes, this land, the Holy Land, what they call Israel, Palestine, this is Africa.
This is Africa.
We've done a great job in being able to demonstrate that this is Northeast Africa. And once we begin to look at it as such, and we stop believing this idea of Israel being a part of the Middle East.
Go over here, and I'm going to show you where Israel sits on the African tectonic plate, which means that Israel is Northeast Africa.
What do you mean Middle East? Is there an Upper East, a Lower East? What do you mean Middle East?
But you know, the government before the Turkish people come here, they control this land for 400 years, and they left, and we stay in the desert. Then the English, the government of English people, they come here, maybe control some of a little time, and they left, and we stay here, and now it's the Israeli, and we stay here, and we'll continue to stay in this land.
He's from Africa. This is the road. 10 generations here.
The black people here in this land, it's not for the last 100 years or something like this. It's more than 1,000 of years.
We are deeply rooted in this country. We are talking about generations and generations.
The evidence is hands down. It's not even something that we engage in a debate on about the dark-skinned nature of the peoples that lived in these regions in antiquity.
We're not original here. You know that we are the original people here.
The reality is that we tend to look at this land based on what we've seen in contemporary times. And what do we see? We see fair-skinned Israelis and we see fair-skinned Arabs.
إسرائيل הייתה פלסטין, הייתה לפני הטורקים, לפני הטורקים before the Palestinian, before the Turkish Empire.
I have a book called The Arabs. I believe the author's name was Bertrand Thomas. On page 339, he says the original inhabitants of Arabia were not the more familiar Arabs of our own time, but a very much darker people.
You see this people in the mosque? I say, you see this people in the mosque? He don't want the black in the mosque to become the imam, the first man who did this. Then he start to say Hassan al-Basri this. His education from the black people. So don't say it. They say what? I say yeah. You have to become to become the leader. He say Hassan al-Basri. You have to stand the imam and don't say Hassan al-Basri. He say my cousin Hassan al-Basri, my brother Hassan al-Basri.
You can say we began when Islam came to Palestine, but I'm quite sure we are even before and before and before.
You look at the name of Palestine, it was the name that the Romans gave to the land formerly known as Judea.
Another thing about Americans is that at the Last Supper, if you remember, Yeshua and the disciples were sitting around the table, and they had glassware on the table. They were not drinking out of glass.
I just watched the TV one time. I see a movie.
I didn't even watch all of that, but yeah, like I said, they go off on some certain things. What the hell? They go off on certain things, but it's a lot of truth is in there. You know, a lot of truth is from what I saw. Like I said, I didn't even watch the whole thing. You know, I'm about halfway through. But again, the evidence is overwhelming, so y'all could check it out for yourself. You know, let me know what you think about it. You know, I thought it was a lot, edifying. You know, so anyway, with that being said, Adawan Watazar, this was edifying. You know, hopefully it came together and it made sense. You know, just wanted to spotlight this again off of Tubi. And we are not, gotta drill it, we are not African. We are not Hamitic. Okay, we descend from Shem. Okay, we descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12 tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel. You so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Latinos, Hispanics, North American, Seminole Indians. You are the Lord's chosen people. Okay? And we're waiting on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to recompense, to pay back all our enemies, chiefly Esau, Edom, our evil twin brother, establish righteousness in the earth and set us back in our land. Because right now, heathens are in our land and they're warring over our land. And again, everybody knows who we are. The evidence is overwhelming. The receipts are sky high. We the only ones that don't know who we are, because it was beaten out of us. Okay? But that was going back to the prophecy. We had to discontinue from our heritage. As Yahweh Bashim Yahushai told Jeremiah, thou thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage. So anyway, keep pushing, keep fighting. We're close. Shalom. Wa abad babal. Kwam Yasharallah.